The news on Galaxy FM. My name is Sarah Video Michel. The Ministry of Tourism and Uganda Tourism Board have declared 2017 the Year of Tourism and confirmed Uganda as the best tourist destination in Africa. This was announced by Honorable Chiwanda Godfrey, the State Minister for Tourism, during a press briefing at the Uganda Media Center on Tuesday morning. The presser was jointly addressed by the two Ministers of Tourism, that is Ephraim Kamuntu and his junior Chiwanda, alongside officials from the Uganda Tourism Board, led by the Executive Director Stephen Asimwe. According to Chiwanda, Uganda Cranes have been recognized as the best team in Africa, and the country has the best footballer of the year based in Africa, while Mount Rwenzori was voted best and Kidepo National Park ranked as the best by CNN, indicating how big Uganda has become in tourism. Minister Kamuntu, on the other hand, promised that his ministry will increase jobs in Uganda currently, as the tourism sector contributes only 10%, but will improve. Kamuntu said Uganda is the best in Africa because she has an enabling environment with peace and wildlife, which also marketed the sector. Mr. Stephen Asimwe, the Executive Director, Uganda Tourism Board, announced Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo, which is happening in February at Kololo. The opposition Democratic Party DP insists government officials implicated in the 6 billion cash bonanza should be investigated and forced to return the money. Addressing the press in Kampala this morning, Norbert Mao, the DP president, said Monday's communication by Deputy Chief Justice Stephen Kavuma holding investigations and questioning into the matter is very unconstitutional. Mao added that judges are supposed to exercise their powers rightly without infringing on the rights of the nationals. The furious opposition leader said his party will continue to defy the orders of Justice Kavuma, and all beneficiaries of the bonuses must pay back that money. Parliament has resumed its sittings this morning, and a section of MPs are expected to table a motion to question all beneficiaries of the infamous presidential handshake this afternoon. On Monday, the Commissioner General URA Doris Akol met the Speaker of Parliament Rebecca Kadaga, who assured her that the issue will be tabled today, and ordered the minister in charge to prepare to explain to the House about the matter. High Court Judge Justin Kabanda is currently hearing a bail application for Matthew Kanyamunyu and two co-accused in the murder case of Kenneth Akena. This is after Nakawa Court further remanded the accused to Luzira prison until January 17, 2017, pending further investigations. His co-accused, his girlfriend Cynthia Munwangari and brother Joseph Kanyamunyu. The trio applied for bail last week, asking court to release them as they await committal and hearing of their murder case. Through their lawyers of Bashasha and company advocates, the accused in the application argue that they are responsible members of society, law-abiding citizens, and will not abscond if released on bail. They also claim to have substantial sureties who stand for them, including Winnie Byanyuma, the wife to opposition leader Colonel Dr. Chiza Besigye. Joseph Kanyamunyu also argues that he is a head of family and has children who depend on him as a parent. The trio is accused of shooting social worker Kenneth Akena to death on the November 12, 2016 at Lugogo after he allegedly scratched Matthew Kanyamunyu's car and attempted to apologize. They face a death penalty if found guilty. The budget for defense will in the next budget increase by over 400 billion shillings, that is 27%, from 1.5 trillion shillings to 1.9 trillion shillings. According to the budget framework paper, which contains proposed budget estimates for the 2017-18, the total budget will rise from 26 billion to trillions to 29.3 trillion, but close to 9 trillion, containing the biggest portion of the increment, will be spent on debt repayment. This is why, whereas the health sector has so many unfunded priorities, the executive has proposed to reduce its budget from 1.8 trillion shillings that was allocated in the current financial year to 1.2 trillion shillings, which is far below the minimum of 15% African governments committed to in the 2001 Abuja Protocol. Debt repayment is increasingly taking the biggest portion of Uganda's national budget. For the current financial year, a total of 7.7 trillion shillings, which is 30% of the budget, was allocated to debt repayment, and in the previous year of 2015-2016, it had been 6.5 trillion shillings. The defense sector plans for the next financial year include continued support of foreign peacekeeping missions, institutionalization of the reserve forces, clearance of backlog of retirement areas, enhancing the welfare of soldiers, especially accommodation and medical services, building and upgrading of infrastructure, improving procurement and supply of logistics, enhancing ICT systems, training and reskilling. The Defense Ministry plans to procure classified equipment for the capability consolidation. And elsewhere, Gambian Information Minister Sheriff Bojang has resigned to protest President Yahya Jammeh's refusal to accept defeat in last month's presidential election, reports indicate. Efforts to contest the results were an attempt to subvert the express will of the Gambian people, he said in a statement. State television reported that Mr. Bojang had been sacked. The UN Security Council has called on President Jammeh to step down, and he initially accepted that opposition leader Adama Barrow won the election, but then reversed his decision, citing electoral abnormalities.
Health Tip. Health Tip is sponsored by Flucamol, your medication of choice for curing colds immediately.
Cramming all your recommended weekly exercise into 1 or 2 weekend sessions is enough to produce important health benefits, a study suggests. Researchers indicate that no matter how often people exercised in a week or for how long, the health benefits were similar as long as they met the activity guidelines. A very good morning.